So knowing what we know now, we want to give you some targets for the top 10%, both for males and females. The big picture, I think, for most athletes is going to be, when do you finish the first round of snatches and that second round of snatches? We think that both males and females should be around that 2 minute and 15 second mark or faster. And then on the second round, the 95 and 135 pound barbell, if you can finish that around the 5:30 to 5 minute and 45 second mark, that will give you time for your handstand push-ups. For females, we think around 15 handstand push-ups would be a really good target, which means if you finish at that 5:30 mark, you do one handstand push-up rep every 15 seconds will give you 15 total reps, which means you would be inside that cut line. For our male athletes, if you can do one rep every 9 seconds, that allows you time for the double unders, and then you will be able to hit a snatch at the buzzer. And we think that if the males hit at least one snatch at the buzzer, you're going to be inside that cut line.
Now remember, with this new handstand push-up standard, things could change in terms of our expectations and how that impacts where that cut line is. So we'll get new information, we'll watch more people go, and then we'll put out a podcast on Saturday with a better breakdown of where that top 10% is. But for your first attempt, this is the best that we can do to give you breakdowns on how to get your best score.
Hey, Brannen, you want to know the winners of the Alexis Raptors 2-boot belt?
I would love to know them.
Oh, my God. We got Terrence Banks.
Terrence!
John Conderla. And the final winner is Bailey McCormick.
All right. And for a final chance to win 3 more Alexis Raptors 2-boot belts, leave a comment down below and we'll pick 3 lucky winners at some point over the next week.
Let's watch the demo.
All right, Max, go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah,
Last
baby.
open workout.
3, 2, 1, go. We're almost done with the open, ladies and gentlemen.
We still have 12 minutes to go.
Yeah.
All right, look, we got Mia in the frame, our wall walk extraordinaire. I don't know. What we say.
I was supposed to be out of frame, but...
Well, too bad. You're in it.
So you'll notice that each one of you gets off around that 27-second mark, I think, if I can remember correctly, which means just over 5 seconds per rep. That's the same that Mal and Danielle Brannen did. So I think that's kind of standard now in the sport, but it's also, you don't have to sprint those wall walks to be efficient in this workout.
Yeah, for technical, I know on our Instagram, maybe in this video, Mia has done a technical video on some tips for wall walks. If you watch them go in their next round, almost all of them are 4 steps back, 3 steps out, very smooth. Being technical in there, I think, would be really important to just save yourself for the handstand push-ups later in the workout. Yeah. It's going to be a big bottleneck for people.
Yeah, and I think your shoulders are fatigued from the double unders and the snatches, so don't be surprised when you get the handstand push-ups, even if you're good, and they feel more fatigued than you think.
So Perrin's back there. She's missing a couple of her double unders. You guys doing this workout really highlighted how many different ways there are to waste time in this workout or to save time. Maybe I should have framed that positively.
I feel like waste time, that's not fair.
Yeah, not fair.
It highlights how your different strengths can really propel you forward and then hold you back in different pieces of the workout.
Well, thank you, Mia.
To that point, depending on where your strengths and weaknesses are, there are a lot of different separator points in this workout. For most people, that will come on the strict handstand push-ups, just because the new standard is harder, and after the wall walks and the snatches, it's going to be more challenging. But for those that are good at snatches, you can make up time there, or if you're really strong, you can go slower at the beginning and then crush the, let's say, 185 and 225 bar for a man.
Yeah, so Mia separated herself pretty big in the background by doing, did you do touch and go unbroken the whole time?
I went 10-5.
10-5. Mm-hmm. And they did smaller sets. I would think most people will do some touch and goes in this set. The caveat there is where your 1 rep max
so many
is.
Butts.
Yeah, where your squirrel. Where your 1 rep max is relative to that. Maybe doing some touch and go sets or singles there would make sense.
One thing I'd point out, and it's not necessarily at the first bar, but that second bar, when we watched Mal and Danielle go, Mal did unbroken, or she did a big set, touch and go, and Danielle started with singles, and the difference when they got off the snatches was only 1 rep. So you can't make up as much time as you think going unbroken in a workout like this.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to get separation on the barbell in this workout, it's going to be in barbells 3 and 4, not in 1 and 2.
Correct.
So only really push the pace of that if you think you're going to crush this workout. Otherwise, think of these first 2 barbells as get through them quickly, but don't blow up your shoulders, because that handstand push-up set in round 3 will be the biggest separator.
Now, since Mia, you did the workout, let me just ask, because we just talked about pacing it. Is there any advantage for someone that's worried about the handstand push-ups to try to go fast and bank some time?
That's 100% what I did.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to sprint now. And then, because I just knew that, well, strict handstand push-ups in general are not a strength for me. And then this standard I knew was going to be tough for me because if I let my body line go at all, my butt hits the wall or my head hits the wall.
Yeah.
So it had to be super clean, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get sloppy, and I didn't know how they were going to go downhill under fatigue. So I was like, just bank as much time as you can right now and then figure it out.
Yeah.
So I went touch and go here, and if I were to do it again, I would still do that.
Yeah, so Mia was behind or just a little bit ahead of them, and she separates a lot in this set by going touch and go. You can see James' shoulders here are kind of shaky. So even this second barbell is definitely not quote unquote easy for people that are, fairly strong or top 10% athletes.
Yeah. So Mia, did you do 2 to 3 reps each time?
I did
what?
4-4-2-2.
You did 4-4-2-2. Okay. And then they go singles. You can see the difference here. You're already back on the wall. How long did you feel like you had to take a rest before you could do a set?
I don't know, what was that, 10 seconds, 15 seconds?
And did you have a game plan beforehand? Just so
I did. I had no idea how it was going to feel. So, and Ryan told me I should do small sets, and I don't like small sets. I like a big set and then small sets.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do a big set here because I can't change my body line at all. Yeah. So normally on handstand push-ups, once I get tired, I start driving. I'll look down at the ground and then drive my head through more aggressively to just
Get
push
arched
out
almost.
of it, and I couldn't do that in this standard.
Yeah.
So
this standard is definitely different. The tape line's only 10 inches away from the wall, and normally you have 24 inches away, and your hands could be on it. So it's really probably 8 inches closer to the wall, and nothing but your feet can touch the wall. So I think this strategy that all of them use where they put their hands on it and then kick up is probably the best way to get into it.
So I got there. I think I had 3 sets in before they kicked up, and my lead is already gone.
Yeah, just from one set.
That's how much strict handstand push-ups will separate you in this workout.
Yeah, the importance of strict handstand push-ups is huge. You're going to see James and Perrin. They're both really good at handstand push-ups. But I will point this out for those that are confident in their handstand push-ups. I would guess both of them can probably do 30 unbroken in just a normal box, and you could see how hard they were. Even though they're going fast, they still had to break it into sets of 6 or 7 reps.
Yeah, just for perspective, because people sometimes could see this and think, oh, I could do that. James spent a very long time doing hand balancing and gymnastics-based stuff, and handstand push-ups are one of his best skills. Perrin is very good
Perrin
at
has
strict
fastest handstand push-ups in the game.
Yeah, she's there. And then Mia is, I would say, how would you describe it? So that way I don't sound offensive.
Mia is very tall, but she works really, really, really hard on handstand push-ups. So it's a massive. I mean, I know that this isn't amazing, but it's so much better than it has been. And I'm not terrible at the sport, so
So she'd be a lower level elite handstand push-upper, and most regular people will be, I think, struggling in this set just to finish this under the 9 minutes. Because if you get to singles or doubles on 20 seconds rest, this time to the 9 minutes will go really quick.
And you can see James is breathing pretty hard too. So this is not just I'm going to get bottlenecked. If you're still moving pretty fast, there is some respiratory fatigue that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
One good thing that happens if you go slow on handstand push-ups is I felt awesome right now.
you were ready to go.
Yeah. Well, I think he took 48 seconds on that set of handstand push-ups, which is blazing fast.
Yeah,
most people
really
will
fast.
not be that close or that fast. And
So-
the other thing, sorry, Max, I just wanted to point this out because everyone's going to kind of bypass the double unders. If you're not great at double unders, there is no problem going 25-25 here or 30-20. It's not going to waste any time, and your shoulders will probably feel better for the barbell.
Yeah, there's really 2 big bottlenecks here. It's either the last snatch weight relative to what your max are or the strict handstand push-ups. Watching James hit that, I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be heavy for him. And then I realized I think the top 10% scores are most likely for male athletes will be bottlenecked here because the handstand push-ups will take longer and they'll just have less time here, and that's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So he misses one there. I think Perrin just missed one too, right? I know she missed one at this barbell.
She did miss one at this bar.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has yet.
Yeah.
But she's squat snatching.
Yeah. And Mia's huge advantage here where she's making up time on them is that she's just power snatching all of these. You can even see her cadence. She's just on the bar quicker, and she ends up basically making back the entire lead that she lost in this set of snatches. So this kind of highlighted where I said people waste time or where they lose time or gain time via their strength. This could be a big separator for people.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the squat versus the power snatch? If someone has both, like, is it always just do the power?
Yeah, I mean, I would say in this workout, just do the power. If you have it and it's of equivalent effort, I feel like it puts less stress on your shoulder girdle to stabilize than the bottom position. But 185 pounds or 125 pounds is not a light power snatch in the middle of this workout.
Right.
So
it'll likely push some people down into the bottom, and that's okay too.
yeah. All right, so Mia's on her last set of handstand push-ups.
Yeah, that was a fast barbell, Mia.
Yeah, that was.
I think
Thank you. And
that's
now things change.
here's a perfect example, Max. I know you already talked about this, but for those that maybe aren't confident in their handstand push-ups but are really good with the barbell, take advantage of that, just like Mia talked about, and do bigger sets earlier on, and then also really push yourself to be fast on that middle bar, that 125 or 185 bar.
Yeah, I think if I were to do this again, I would have let myself hurt a little more on the 125 bar. I kind of like settled in. I know I was going fast relative to the other two, but it wasn't like an aggressive pace for me, and I think I could have just like let my shoulders get really toasty there because I'm going to do 2s and 3s here anyways. So
James just was out of the 9-minute window. So he had 6 snatches done. He had
failed.
3 misses. So he actually took 9 lifts and maybe could have made it through. But that just gives you perspective. That score, James said in previous handstand push-up workouts, he's been 3rd to 5th percentile in workouts. So that score even probably will be well above the top 10% line. Yeah. I think like 1 rep or, maybe in the double unders is probably a more realistic top 10% line.
Yeah. Perrin obviously got back to the handstand push-ups, as you already saw with Mia. Perrin's first set was super fast. Her handstand push-ups, again, are just really, really good. I think more realistic is probably where Mia is right now with the speed as opposed to Perrin. So if you're someone that's kind of in the middle of handstand push-ups, look at Mia's handstand push-up rate.
I like her little kneel on the ground strategy.
Yeah, I think it's a good resting strategy, and also all of them did this with the standard. You can see both of them right here. They put their fingers on the line and then kick up. I think doing that is better than trying to find the line in your kick up. So
yeah, especially for me, the slightest deviation of the position would have caused a no rep. So I had to make sure I kicked up perfectly every time. Perrin's off.
Yeah, Perrin's off. This was a really interesting finish. The way that this, I'm not going to blow it, but
this is one too. If you have, let's say, 2 minutes left where Perrin is, and again, double unders are going to fatigue you, break them up here. Don't feel like you need to rush, especially if you know you're only going to get 1 or 2 reps. Like each rep on the leaderboard of this last barbell is going to be huge. So make sure that you kind of optimize your time here so that you can crush the snatch.
Yeah, you don't need to fight to do 50 unbroken.
Correct.
You could probably even do like 20, 15, 15 or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I would do that.
Yeah. So Perrin finished at 10:57. We'll see when she takes her first attempt, but it just highlights that you don't really need to be in a rush to finish that 50 if you're not somebody that's trying to finish the whole workout.
Right.
All right, so there's Mia, just finished, and now she's basically hustling to get to the bar.
You wanted that attempt.
Yeah.
You wanted the attempt.
I want one of those bars, one of those reps.
While we're waiting for Perrin and Mia doing the double unders, just a couple quick things. Make sure you look at the standards for the handstand push-ups and that you don't screw anything up there, that you know your head, your butt can't touch. I know you guys already talked about that, but that's going to be really important in this workout.
All right, and we got no attempt. Although she did elevate that higher than, looking back on it now, it was higher than I thought.
She just didn't feel like getting it up.
Yeah, I guess she just didn't feel like making it.
Yeah. On the buzzer.
15 seconds, and now they're both going to take one last attempt. That's why I said it was an interesting finish.
I don't really want to watch this. Did I spoil it?
And
yeah, not even close.
2 misses. So for elites, if you're going to do this, I think getting some snatches in this bar.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Mal and Danielle finished well below the 12 minutes, but I think they're very good, and there's going to be a lot of deviation amongst elites in this workout with 40 strict handstand push-ups.
Huge separation. Make sure that you warm your shoulders up well for this one because everything is shoulder dominant.
All right, good luck. Last workout of the Open. Crush it, finish strong, and I don't know.
And Mia looks really cool because her chair sunk.
Oh, that's the sinking chair, the little mini chair.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Pata in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, let it be known, what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Pata.